La 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 la.
Yeah, like that is it as well. I mean, you're doing a 94.3.
Hello and welcome to 94.3 Local Radio. I'm Jim, and we're here with Fred Harbinger after his recent parole to confirm details of the rescue mission with NASA astronaut Phillip 309. Come in 309. Come in 309.
Okay, Fred, hear you loud and clear.
It's a pleasure to speak with you, Phillip 309. I've seen a picture of you and you look like a monkey.
Well, that's good to know, Fred. You'll go down in history as the world's biggest douchebag. How about going all the way to Mars and saying it smells like eggs?
It did smell like eggs?
You were in a goddamn spacesuit, you idiot. You couldn't be smelling the planet itself.
No, I had a piece of equipment with me that was able to sample the atmosphere and spectroanalyze the gases and then convert the reading into an approximation based upon common human perceptions, and it said that it smelt like eggs.
You know you going to Mars is the reason NASA got shut down and why we were all stuck up here.
I was just doing it to see if I could. Now, do you want my help or not?
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Fred.
Okay, I'm going to need altitude, position, heading, velocity, and any variable factors you deem significant. Do you think you can tweet that to me?
Yeah, we should be fine.
Okay, now I really should get back to the construction hangar to see how things are going, but the media spotlight has got the better of me, and I've got another appearance on a 94.3 radio show.
Okay, Fred, Phillip 309 over and out.
And as Fred heads back to his hangar and Phillip and his crew spin helplessly around the Earth, why don't we listen to a little music with Bobby and the White Sox and Arsehole Like a Vice Grip?
Can't play that song, Jim.
No?
No, got banned.
Well, it's about time. I don't know why I keep playing it.
So instead, let's hand it over to our antique section in the Antique Show. Hello, and welcome to the Antique Show. I am here with a man called Ramon, who has brought in a piece he wants us to value. Ramon, welcome.
Ah, you a faggot, yes?
If by that you mean homosexual, then yes I am. And whilst that may be amusing to you, that in itself merely goes to indicate what a moronic and dull-witted individual you must be.
It is amusing to me.
So, what have you brought in for us to value today?
I bring you this.
Well, this appears to be a very rare, oak-lined version of a Stradivarius that someone has used to smoke crack out of.
Yes, it belonged to my grandmother. She stole it off the Stradivarius family when we ransacked Cremona. She was a great woman. She loved this show. She would have dearly loved to have met you, but the queues are too long, so she is waiting in the car.
And next we have old soldier Ted Thomas. Hello, Ted.
Hello, my lad. It's nice to be here.
And Ted has brought in for us to value a collection of really very interesting paintings that he stole from castles in northern France at the end of the war.
What? How did you know?
Oh, come on, Ted. You've been boring us all morning with your war stories of northern France. You think we wouldn't know the history of these paintings?
Oh, they told me not to try to sell them in a public forum to an honest historian on a show being broadcast around the world. And next we have a piece that really has stumped us and that even we are unable to value. As with us now we have Fred Harbinger, and he has what appears to be a legitimate ancient alien artifact.
Yes, I found it on the surface of Mars and thought it may be important.
Well, yes, indeed. Such an ancient artifact on another planet seems to prove alien life. Look at the unusual carvings and markings, but what is most peculiar is the way that it's formed. I have to say, like an erect human penis.
Yes, and watch what happens if I press this.
My good God, you could have warned me!
Well, what did you think was going to happen?
You told me to watch!
I never told you to look down the end.
Fred Harbinger's tips on social engagements.
It is polite to show consideration for your hosts.
I didn't know if you like red wine or white wine, so I didn't bring a bottle of either.
When arriving, compliment where they live.
Your home isn't nearly as substandard as I'd imagined it would be.
Compliment their children.
They are perfectly normal considering how closely related we are to chimps.
Compliment his wife.
She looks lovely in that dress, if you think about a dead hippo wearing it.
Say how much you enjoyed the meal.
That was some of the finest slop and dribble I have ever eaten for free. I just hope I can keep it down.
Express a desire to repeat the engagement.
I'd be happy to come over again if you have the place fumigated.
94.3. Okay, you're listening live to 94.3 local radio.
And now let's go over to a new section with Benji and some legal advice.
That's right, Jim. He's not a local
We've
lad.
cut that line, Andy.
What?
And now over to Benji with some legal advice. So let's hear what he's got to say. Right, so you may be walking along, right, and you might be out in the middle of nowhere on the moors at night, and you might see a house with a light on. And you might think, I want to go in there. And you might find yourself in their kitchen. But they might not like it. And you might be going through their drawers when they come in. You might have a knife in your hand. And one thing leads to another, and you end up stabbing them all to death. You can get 20 years for something like that.
94.3.
You're listening
live to 94.3 local radio.
Okay, and now let's get over to the phones and speak to Fred Harbinger, who's over in the construction hangar, to see how the rocket building is coming along. Fred, hello!
Hello, Jim. Hello, Andy.
Tell us, Fred, how are the slave labourers working out for you?
Well, there's a lot more than I expected. They do seem to have been brought mostly from the local area, judging by their tasteless attire and lack of social graces.
They are working well for you, yes?
Oh yes, Jose is here with me, overseeing the construction. Yes, Jose, yes, they are working well for me.
I can have them whipped harder if you like.
No, Jose, thank you. I think we've just about got it right now.
Fred is a good man, eh, boys? He has no concerns over the safety of his people.
Just as long as we get this rocket built, the sooner it's done, the sooner it's over for them.
Yes, Fred, yes. You think like me, huh? Soon it will be over for them. I like you, Fred. You good man. You not a big chap.
Happy to let people die to achieve my dreams, Jose.
Yes, Fred, yes. Fuck them, huh? Fuck them all. So, when do you expect to have the rocket built and ready, Fred?
Well, given the vast numbers of helpers I have now and the severity of the whipping, it is still impossible to say with any real degree of accuracy. But I'd guess sometime around 5:45 this evening.
Oh, this is no good. We need it to be ready before the lunchtime show starts.
Well, you'd better increase the whipping then, Jose.
Yes, Rodriguez, kill our boy to show them we mean business.
No, there's no need for that.
What?
We need the children to do the electrical wiring.
Rodriguez, just a whippy. Just a whippy.
And now it's time for a song from the X-Boys called Phone Shopping.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Turn it up. Oh, no, that's too much. Turn it back down, 94.3. Welcome back to 94.3 local radio. We're the breakfast team. I'm Andy.
And I'm Jim, and while we wait for Fred and his team to finish building their rocket, I can see we've got a call on one of our lines, so let's go over to the phones.
Hello, line 1. You're on the air.
The next event will take place in Pennybrook.
Oh, it's the Clydemore serial killer. Welcome to the show.
Yes, indeed, and you heard it, people. Pennybrook.
So if you live in or anywhere near Pennybrook, get to those phones and get calling.
You know, boys, after today's victim, I think I'm done with killing.
Really? Really, is that so?
Ho, 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 ho.
Ooh, the good old Clydemore serial killer.
I doubt he'll ever stop Jim, not unless someone stops him.
And I really can't imagine anyone is going to do that.
Who would want to spoil the fun?
Okay, now we go over to Jason Manslet and his report on the dangers of base jumping.
Hello, I'm Jason Manslat, and I'm at the top of the BT Tower with a microphone attached to my parachute, and in this episode I'm going to talk you through base jumping off tall buildings. Okay, here we go. Woohoo! And the first thing I'm going to do is pull my parachute, because if I don't, there'll be a lot of trouble.
Didn't fasten his parachute correctly, if you were wondering what happened.
That's right, Jim. And now it's time to kick it over to the news. Hello and welcome to local news radio. retired judge, the Honourable Robert Tinkleworthy, has been revealed to be no more than a figment of imagination. In what appears to have been a cruel joke played by the CPS and police, many criminals have been tried and sentenced in court with no judge present at all, but with the police, lawyers, and court personnel acting as though there were. Stacey Gillenthorpe, the woman who broke the 4-minute mile, has apologised. Shocking news, as the magician that caused Mark Hambourne to disappear on Saturday night says that even he doesn't know where Mark has gone. Mr. Hambourne, who was an audience member at the magic show on Saturday night and had elected to take part in the show, was due to be magically disappeared by the magician when a huge cloud of black smoke arose billowing out of nowhere and a voice boomed, "The time for you is now, Mark," before engulfing him in the cloud and causing him to disappear. The magician said it was not part of the act, but the rest of the audience gave a standing ovation, which ended abruptly when the voice boomed, "Time to die, mortals." Trouble in the County Cricket League this season, as it turns out that every single match has been fixed. Fred Hartwell, who plays for Gloucester West, has said, "We always like to fix 1 or 2 matches, but this year we let it get out of hand." Accusations against the new chairman, Rodriguez Mancini, for spreading corruption dried up after the first of his critics were found garroted in their cars. The police have refused to comment on the second death, after their suggestion the first was due to natural causes resulted in them being laughed out of the press conference room by Rodriguez and his family.
Welcome back to 94.3. We've left the studio for a while to come down to the 94.3 construction hangar for Fred Harbinger's self-styled, slave-made rocket rescue mission to the NASA space station.
That's right, Jim, and we're here at the launch site with Fred, and Fred, you've learned a few lessons, I see, by installing water dampeners.
That's not funny, Andy, and you're ready to set off. Yes, the rocket has been constructed and is now fully functional, and as you can see, the fueling is taking place as we speak.
Okay, and when do you think you'll be ready?
Well, the fueling process takes a little over 24 hours, so we expect to launch around midday tomorrow. Ooh, damn it, that's in the lunchtime cruise slot.
I don't suppose you could push things forward a little, could you? Anything you can do?
Well, there's always ways to cut corners, boys. That's how I ended up in prison in the first place.
Would you do it for us? We get better ratings than the lunchtime crew.
More fame, more glory. Oh, okay, boys. I'll see what safety bits we can skip, but I won't do it for the fame and glory. No, I'll do it because I love fame and glory. I mean the show. I love the show. And fame and glory.
Okay, everyone. Looks like we got a fireball of a show lined up for you tomorrow.
What the hell do you mean by that?
Well, it's just a phrase.
Use another one. So we've got an amazing show for you tomorrow, as we'll be here as Fred Harbinger launches his self-styled, slave-made rocket mission to rescue the abandoned NASA astronauts on the International Space Station.
I get the feeling it's going to be an explosive show, Jim. A real blast. 94.3.